Hello everybody, Ben Hansen with Game Informer here. I've been obsessed with No Man's Sky for a while, since the game was announced, and then back in November of 2014 when we flew out for Game Informer's cover story, we visited Hello Games, learned all about the game, filmed a lot of interviews, some have become notorious, some were a lot of fun. Then the game's bizarre launch, miscommunications left and right, fans being outraged, and then Hello Games' quiet recovery of patching the game, releasing free expansions with No Man's Sky Next was the big one last year, and now the upcoming one called No Man's Sky Beyond. And at GDC last week, I actually got to play one of the exciting new features that's going to be in No Man's Sky Beyond, which is the addition of VR. And they were key to emphasize, this is not a VR mode, a gimmicky little thing. This is the full game. You can import your save, you can play multiplayer, you can play No Man's Sky Online, which is an expanded multiplayer that's also going to be in No Man's Sky Beyond. Everything's compatible. This is just an expansion to the base game. So I got a demo of No Man's Sky VR that was running on the Vive. It's also going to be on PlayStation VR. I didn't get to see that version. I asked them how it was going to run. Sean Murray said, good, I think. But I was really impressed playing No Man's Sky in VR. It's a bold addition to have a game this ambitious, playable in VR. Like, it makes certain aspects of the game much more interesting than I was expecting, especially just modifying the terrain. I didn't expect that to be as impactful. Like, modifying the terrain with precise precision now, because you actually get to choose what's built up where, and then also just building things was also really impactful. So No Man's Sky in VR, it supports smooth move and vignette options for getting around, but apparently in the demo that I played, I was only able to teleport. So you're choosing where you want to teleport to, and then you can rotate with the right controller to kind of choose which direction you're going to be facing. They compared it to like Robo Recall, apparently has options like that. But it worked pretty well just for getting around the one planet I was able to check out before I got my spaceship and flew out to the space station. Little things are interesting, like playing on the Vive. You'd reach out to take your gun by reaching into your backpack and then actually gripping the imaginary gun in your backpack and pulling it out. And then just the inventory and stuff, it's an interface on the gun itself. So you like look at the gun in your hand and then point to this little option and it'll expand the page. And from there you can change your gun into like the terrain modifier, stuff like that. You can also press a little button on the side of the gun to scan the environment now. And that's all on your right hand, just to keep this very clear. And in the left hand, it's your inventory. And you can do stuff like point with the right controller and then drag items around. You can drag different items and elements to different menus to like recharge, you know, different batteries and things like that in the No Man's Sky inventory. So it works surprisingly well. Oh, also speaking of grip, you can also like grip your left hand and punch rocks to get the minerals out of there. You can also like grip your hand and pull up plants from the world as well. So if you ever wanted to travel the galaxy yanking plants out of the ground with your actual hands, No Man's Sky VR is for you. Getting in the ship was pretty wild. So you actually walk up to it and then you grip with your hand and raise the kind of cockpit window, windshield, whatever you want to call that thing, to actually get in. That's also how you get out of the ship, is you're grabbing a little lever from the inside and lifting it to get back out. But being inside the ship was surprisingly impactful, just being able to look all around you, see all the dials. You actually get to grab the thrusters and, you know, steer using your right hand, thrust with your left hand, and maneuvering in your ship like that is really wild, especially once you get out into space and you can like look through the cockpit window at all the planets around you and choose where you want to go next. Just that simple little thrill in No Man's Sky of choosing what planet to go to next. When you're actually craning your neck to look around what you can see outside your windshield, it's surprisingly cool. I ended the demo technically, I guess, by landing on the space station and talking to some alien weirdos. And the weird thing is you actually talk to them by grabbing them in the game with the grip thing again, but that's how you trigger a conversation in VR. I know they haven't shared footage of that yet, but hey, that's how it works. Hello Games' Sean Murray actually said that he prefers to play No Man's Sky in VR at this point, and he had a good point, which is that, hey, it's all about exploration. That's the name of the game for No Man's Sky. That's the thrill. And it's that much more impactful when you feel like you're on the planet. I know it sucks watching videos that are technically in VR and trying to explain, like, no, it's actually really cool if you look around you and it feels like you're there, but No Man's Sky is like, feels to me like the perfect type of game to experience in VR and just be wowed by the scale and size of everything around you. I know since the game launched, people have been talking about what this game would be like in VR, so it's amazing that in 2019, Hello Games is just going to be adding it to the game for free. If you want to learn more about No Man's Sky's development and what the team is up to now, you can actually check out an interview on GameInformer.com with Sean Murray talking about how the team was able to pull this off technically, why they continue to add to the game for free, Sean Murray's thoughts on next-gen consoles, which he seems to know a little something about, which is interesting, what the team has coming up next in development, also their thoughts on Google Stadia, everything like that. It's a fun chat. Oh, also whether or not he regrets doing that fun rapid-fire interview we did years and years ago. Otherwise, thanks for watching this video, everybody. We appreciate it. We'll talk more about it probably on this week's episode of the Game Informer Show podcast, too. Tune in. Bye, everybody.